Hello, welcome or welcome back to Sapling Tarot. My name is Imogen. Today we're having a look at how I use digital tools to augment my tarot practice, or kind of how I work with digital tools. You see a lot of my physical tools on my channel, whether that be decks or journals, but I've made some references to digital tools, namely spreadsheets, that I keep about my tarot practice, and I thought that I would share them today. I hope this is interesting. Let's get into it. So I will start with Notion. I use Notion for like a whole bunch of stuff, but the main stuff that's like relevant here would be my I suppose unnamed kind of starry magic-y section. If I can remember where I got this template from, I will put it in the description box, but I have edited it massively, so yeah, ignore the calendar. I haven't like filled out the astronomical dates for this year. So let's start at the top. Deck inventory. I categorize things, so it's in alphabetical order, but it's also chunked into tarot and oracle, etc. I also so let's see, can you see the options? So we've got tarot, oracle, Lenormand, Smith-Waite, Thoth, Marseille, own system. I also keep track of the genre. You know, tarot decks are hard to classify, decks are hard to classify. These are the ones of which I have kind of multiples. We have archetypes, astrology, erotic, gay, nature and stories, so your folklore, your myths, your legends, etc. And then if there's any kind of like design or like physical elements that I want to keep track of, so if it has an expansion pack, so like the Spacious, the Terra Volatile, and Mr. Freeborg's Tarot Key. Off the top of my head, those are the sorts of things that I mean. If they have keywords on the cards, there's a tag that I think I saw Sylvie Tarot Magpie do based on the book Unlocking the Tarot, talking about like keywords and stuff. And I thought it would be interesting to go into my collection and see which ones had them, so I kept a log of that. If it's a mages only deck, I think I only have one of those. If it's a mini deck, and then also if it's a pip deck, if it's kind of pippish. That's like less relevant to me now, but when I was starting my collection, it didn't really make any sense to me to have a lot of pip decks, so I wanted to keep an eye on that. I also log if it is mass market or indie, if I've modded the deck, so edged, trimmed, annotated, etc., and then its status in my collection. So keep, purgatory, given, sold. You've seen my gone list before, and then also my chopping block, and yeah, so I log that in terms of kind of status in my collection, because I don't want to forget decks that I've already had. Yeah, and then this one is if I have a backup copy, which is not really something that I do, but I've ended up with 2 duplicate decks because of buying like job lot bundles from eBay and things, so I do have 2 backups technically. I mean, I should just sell them, but anyway. So I'll give you a little peruse. I mean, you know my collection if you've been around these parts before. I don't think there's anything really new or kind of note in here. I do keep track of the unlisted ones are Kickstarters that haven't arrived, so just sort of they have their own little section down the bottom, so that's Kickstarters that I've backed over the last year. So next thing to show you is, I suppose, my wish list. Um, I log the amount of things on the wish list and the average price of them down here. I have the name, I have the category. Ooh, can I show you? Tarot, Oracle, Other, the themes. We've got astrology, kind of classic decks. Actually, that's the point. You are a classic deck. I'd forgotten I'd done that. Colour, which isn't a thing I have. I don't really have like coloured decks or decks about colour in my collection, but I find myself really being drawn to them. So particularly the colour visions. Basically, I want that deck, and that's like where we're at with that. Death themed, erotic again, herbal, still kind of slightly on the hunt for the perfect herbal deck. Radical and queer decks, again, we've got the stories, myths, and folklore, and witchy decks. I also love the art style. I've only recently started doing this. If I can at all kind of categorize the things. So we've got woodblock, collage, and photograph. Um, as we again, indie mass market, how much it costs, where to buy it, and then if it's out of print and or well, it wouldn't be both. So yeah, if it's out of print or unreleased, so basically like unicorn sort of status, unlikely to be able to find it. And again, I'll just have a little scroll through this. Oh, so many good decks, so much money. I think at one point I did have like a running total of this and that, so it's like up to like £5,000 or something ridiculous. So I've been keeping an average price of them, which is mostly kept down by like the handful of all the mass market decks that are all like, I don't know, £20-30. I say kept down, obviously 50 quid's a lot of money, but yeah. I enjoy keeping, there we go, colour vision, that's it. Yeah, I enjoy keeping this kind of master wish list from various different websites. I'll like keep it updated. But yeah, so that's where we're at with the deck wish list. Then we've got anything interesting to you. Okay, so I haven't been the best at keeping up with this, but I was trying to keep a log of my witchy tarot adjacent books. So we've got name, author, subject. These are all the things, it's basically like most of the non-fiction that I have that kind of falls into things that I think are remotely relevant. I should probably like put science books in here as well. But yeah, so art, astrology, fairy tale, folklore, mythology, herbalism and nature, magic and witchcraft, philosophy, poetry, psychology, sex, divination, tarot jointly, and kind of well-being. These are the sorts of things I have books about. I haven't updated it recently. I put the format that I have it in, so whether it's a physical book, an ebook, or an audiobook. I try not to have duplicates, but it does happen. Percentage read, I do not keep up with that. That is the kind of thing that I have on Storygraph, which is in my description box if you would like to be Storygraph friends. And then notes and then status. Oh yeah, that's like another purgatory type situation for if I ever sell books. I don't think I've ever put any notes in any of them. No, okay. Good intentions. Have a little peruse. I mean, there's 226 things in here. Any particular ones to point out? I don't know. Yeah, I've got like quite a lot of like pop astrology books, and then also I frequent Humble Bundle, who, oh yeah, the reason for, also for keeping track of the what format I have the book in is if I can't find it. So because I do these like Humble Bundle things where you pay pay what you can for a bundle of ebooks or something, they use different apps. So I mostly read in the Kindle app, but because of this other ebook things, I also use the Apple Books, iBooks app, and the Adobe thingy what's it app, and now also my library app. So yeah. Oh, I need to put the folklore books that I got for Yule in here. That will be nice. Yeah, these are really sad. I have these in ebook, but the files are so totally fucked, and I didn't open. Joke's on me. I didn't open them immediately after buying them, and so I like missed the returns window for them. But yeah, I would really check if you want the ebook version of these Q books, but they're very cool, and hopefully one day I'll get them in physical format. Yeah, I mean this is a very long list of books. I haven't by any stretch of the imagination read all of them. They just make me happy, and I think at one point ended up buying like 3 different copies of the same fucking book, so it's good for me to keep a log of them, because having an ebook and a physical book of a thing is fine. Having 3 different e-copies of the same book is I don't have the kind of money to be buying duplicates of books, and yeah, stuff like that. So that is my library. Nope, that's not what we're doing, Imogen. Go back. Anything else I want to show you? We'll probably come on to this in a minute when I show you the spreadsheet. I tried keeping my tarot connections and keywords list in Notion. I don't find it as intuitive to do that. And then tarot journal, yes, I have a thing. Again, this was a template. If I can remember where I found it, I will link it below. So it's like I do a tarot reading, and for whatever reason I want to do it digitally. These are like other sorts of journal entries, but I'll click on it and then it has a space for me to put the deck that I'm using, and then the question spread, the interpretation. It's hardly super in depth, it's hardly groundbreaking. It's what I use, and you can see how few readings I've been doing lately, but sometimes I put it in my physical planner anyway. Different questions come up depending on which button you click. Anything else I wanted to show you? I keep a list of the tarot readers I know and like their websites and stuff, so that I can recommend them to people. This is like a personalised astrological thing that's quite useful. This is a planetary hours calculator that I think is fucked. This is from the original template. I don't really use that. This is the metaphysical planner from Benabel Wen that I kind of migrated stuff over to. Oh yeah, this is my year ahead stuff from my year ahead reading that I did. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Are there any other things? This is just when I end up like trying new templates and they just end up down the bottom of the list. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. Cool. So next thing is to show you my spreadsheets. So yeah, okay, so I've already like partially shown you this. Can I zoom out a bit so you can see a bit more? So I have all the names of the things, and then the different decks I have that have different oh, this isn't my most up-to-date one. How mysterious. Anyway, this is an example of what I tend to do with like themed decks and stuff. I'll put them into the spreadsheet so I can compare and contrast. Yeah, it's very mysterious. I don't know where the rest of that's gone, but I find this interesting. I want to kind of think of like Marseille and Smithwaite tarot keywords to put in as well, but it's like work in progress. Osho is the Osho Zen Tarot, my first tarot deck. Thoth, self-explanatory. Classic Tarot is a deck that I have that was a Los Scarabeo one, Los Scarabeo, and it had keywords on it, but I trimmed them and now I can't read them. And I kind of wish that I'd done that, so I want to, because they're quite interesting words. Atella, Tarot of the Divine, my like working deck. It's got stories. Same for the Storyteller Tarot, and the Goddess of Love Tarot has a like level sex goddess assigned to each of the majors. So I popped those in there. This is my usage spreadsheet. That'll do. Okay, so this is my 2025. This is my 2025. And this is how many readings I do with each deck. It is an excessive spreadsheet. I realise that. Some people really hate spreadsheets. I find them quite satisfying. I do it month to month so I can see my like reading patterns throughout the year and have like a total at the bottom. But then I also keep a percentage, so I get something like this, which was my deck usage in 2024. So we've got predominantly the Tarot of the Divine, no one is surprised, with 33.7% of the readings, and then we've got Heartwood, which had a bunch of readings. Magical Guidance Card, I don't know why it's gone this colour. I did have them all nice, but it's gone a bit wonky. Magical Guidance Cards, Wild Unknown Alchemy, Wild Unknown Archetypes, Forgotten Legends, Lillifer, loads and loads of great decks in there. So yeah, so that is my yeah, and that's the percentage list. I thought I'd made a list that was like a ranking table of my most used decks, but no. Yearly card stats. I've done all the maths for all the cards of the year that I'm going to have like every birthday going forwards. So this is This is my card of the year for should I live to 100. My 100th birthday will be a 11 year, so that's fun. Justice or strength, depending on your opinion. Yeah, so my birthday this year, I'm turning 30, into a death year. Are we all excited for me? Thank you. Previous death years have not been super great for me, so I'm trying to keep it light. But yeah, so I've done this. It's quite interesting. I've then done like some other people and done like compare and contrast over our years. And yeah, that is something else that I keep a log of. And also, I made a tarot tag. Oh, too far, Imogen. I made a tarot tag last summer, autumn. I can't remember. And I kept a log of everyone's answers to all of the questions because I want to do like a bit of essentially like statistical analysis because I'm really fun at parties. And just like talk about some of the decks that came up the most because I thought that was really cool. And then also people came up with extra prompts, so I want to put all the extra prompts together, do some illustrations and do that. So I hope I've not missed any people who have done VRs to it. I love this. Hobbycraft beer, Guinness, red sangria with Malbec and 3 cherries. I love our community with such a passion. Um, yeah, I had so much fun watching all of these videos and yeah, keeping a note of all the answers, and there will be like a follow-up video at some point. I wanted to do it over the festive season, so it could be like our office Christmas party or something. But oh, it's the winter. I didn't get my shit together. I was unseasonably busy. Um, so yeah, so that is my. I think that's all of my digital tarot stuff. I hope that was interesting. I hope you're taking really good care of yourself, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.